You or we? Me? Damn. I said the only reason I asked Mrs. Vegas video. Damn it. I thought you said we. I thought I was finally getting a compliment. I thought I was finally getting out of Beyonce's basement. But never mind, I guess.
Blank Beats Production.
I will. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VRChat Experience podcast. I'm your host, Video TV. This is my co-host, Sataria. Sataria, introduce yourself.
Y'all know what's up. I'm joking. I'm the audio Sataria, here with my fantastic friend, bestie, love of my life, Video TV. Where today we're going to
I am
finish
the love
off
of his
talking
life
about the
and
rest of
my
my year. Basically. I mean, let everybody, let everybody else be thinking properly.
Girl, rest of your year.
Where did I live? Last thing I was talking about.
Let's recover
was,
what we did last time. So, let's
okay.
start,
So I got to about where I met you. I got a headset because my friend was, out here catching feelings, and I was like, stop, it's weird. Got a headset. Was on quest for
Met some weird and
a few
fantastic
hours.
individuals.
The moment was called back as well. And then
Well, that's why I said weird.
went through I didn't went through problems. Witnessed problems. Sat there in the not through them, but in the middle of problems. I wanted to get the best seat in the house. Once those problems ended, I was like, dang. Now I'm here. Now I have this problem to deal with. I don't know how this one's gonna end, but we love him though. So as of right, so when I thought I met Video, me and Video kind of hanging out, kinda. Like right off rip, we didn't hang out a lot, but I kept hanging out with Shine a lot, and then you started coming around because of that, and that's when we were like, wait a minute, I don't hate you, and the energy there just kind of grew to a point that we're doing this now. Like literally, one of my favorite people in all of VR, hand down, top
3.
The only person who's above your destiny. The only person who's above your destiny.
I'm probably number 2.
Oh yeah, I can't think of anybody else who who would be like. Who else would be
above me? I think for you, definitely top 3. I think realistically the only person above you is my boyfriend. That's just because of relationship.
Right.
But in the friendship, you're definitely on the top tier for sure.
I'm saying like the only reason Destiny's above you because I've known her like outside of VR for like years at this point. Literally the only reason.
Right. Period.
Hey, puppy. Dog me needy. Let me see. After I met you, what happened? What even happened after I met you? Oh my goodness, so much happened.
Well, I think right after you met me was maybe a month or 2 after from you met me was when you and Bastion got together. And then that was that from then on. So I guess to start with Bastion.
So I met Bass through Vanning. I think I met Nerdy first, and then I met Vanny through Nerdy. That's how I met Bass through Vanny. I also met. That's how I met Shu as well.
Oh, interesting. She was one of my friends that we just met, or one of my friends I just met through Sataria. That's really interesting.
Yeah, she was a great individual.
We love Shu.
Oh my god.
I know you're watching this,
We do.
Shu, but love you. I don't know. But here we go into the beginning of Bastion.
Right, I met Bastion through Vanny, and then me and Bass dated for 9 months. I think it was 9 months.
Right.
Luckily, the relationship didn't end as messy as it started. We started dating on like the day the hurricane started. The hurricane was like tearing up the entire East Coast. Yeah, we started dating that. So, luckily, it didn't end as messy as that did. I'm not blanking. Jesus, there's so much that happened. Who did I meet through that? I met Engine through Bass.
That is true.
Engine's an adorable little furry who's deserves nothing but the greatest praise and whatnot. Let me think.
I mean, go
What
for
situations
blanking.
happened?
Just skip the process. You know. I think so. Right after you met Bass
I hate that.
was when because like after Bastion, at least to my knowledge, then there was the Phoebe Exo drama right after Bastion. I'm pretty sure it was like
Phoebe extra drama.
there where like something happened for like a little while, but like Phoebe and Exo were like fighting for like a long time over like absolutely nothing. Just because Phoebe became a bad bitch and Exo was like, "You're being rude because you're a girl."
Oh no, that's not what the situation was. The situation was more of Phoebe got into a position with herself. She didn't argue too much. That's what it was. Phoebe was like, "Well, this is what it is. You don't like it," and Phoebe was just more confident in herself. And X was like, "Well, you definitely changed." And me and you were like, "Well, she's changed because of this, not because of like anything's gone wrong or she's upset. She's changed because she's got more confident in
Right.
herself and her responses to that have gotten more sassy, which is a slay, of course.
Right.
Then that's all that was. But everybody was, "Oh my god, X, you're so weird. You're so this, that, and the third," which in the energy of who was in the circle, X was noted from the rest of y'all. Y'all just had a problem with him.
Mm-hmm. Same how
But that's on
too.
period.
I remember that as well.
So that was stupid. That was so
Yeah, it
stupid.
was
Because if you don't
That
like
was
somebody,
stupid.
if you want to say that if you don't like somebody because they're unattractive, just say that.
Yeah, which is like I feel like that's fine. End of the day. I mean, like if I don't like your jokes just because I don't find you attractive, so like I don't want you to talk to me like that. That's just welcome to life, sweetie. I hate to
Even
break it to you.
then, if I say, "Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with you telling those kind of jokes," not saying anything else. If you want to get all hurt and this, that, and the third, and then like kind of shun somebody away from that, well, then you're a child. Ain't nothing else to discuss. That's a period.
Right, you're just a child. Like get over
Right,
it.
like there. If anything to discuss, rather just like I can recap. I want to try to like recap the situation. I'm kind of blanking, but like what else happened? Let's talk about people in the friend group. We ended up meeting Scoobs.
Right, that happened. I remember.
Geez, we picked up schools in a black cat because I was talking about, jokingly, of course, always a joke, my disgust for straight white men. It's a joke, of course. Don't worry.
Oh,
Um,
scary.
and then Scoobs' friend, who was a straight white individual, was like, "What do you say?" And then Scoobs came around here, that's like his best friend. Scoobs was like, "Yeah, I can't stand him," and I'm like, "I like that one."
We're in the couch. We're in the couch, by the way.
Oh, and I
Just letting
was
you know,
like,
I am
"Yeah,
hovering,
I like
but
that."
like you know,
Yeah, on the couch, girl. You over here. You know what I'm saying? But anyways,
what were you Michael Jackson naming?
it's
Smooth criminal.
Annie. How did it go? You saw that? I'm
Annie, are you
sorry, real
okay?
quick.
Are you okay?
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? But
Are
like
you
not
okay,
saying
Annie?
it, but like asking. It was just
Annie, are
really
you
real.
okay? Are you okay? Are you okay,
Are
Annie?
you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Sorry. So stupid, so funny, so real. I kind
Right.
of picked up Scoob's randomly in a black hat.
In a mirror. I remember that. I was there.
Scoob's kind of, as I am, I talk to people and I just kind of gravitate. I gravitate because I'm a very personable individual.
Right.
Bass was there, and I think me and Bass were just, bickering as we do. They thought it was funny because, me and Bass quick with the insults. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always quicker. I say fastest mouth in the West, but I say like it has bad in I'm not gonna do it. But let me see who else. Then there was the Spiffy situation.
With Bastion.
Uh,
Right.
right.
There's gonna be a
Honestly,
trend here,
that
guys, by
was
the
a lot of
way.
people.
Hate to break it to you.
There's a lot of people. Spiffy though.
There's gonna be a trend.
I have a thing where I don't I don't really have problems. I really don't. It's very hard for you to annoy me, piss me off, or just upset me in general. And
True.
Spiffy had a type of energy that I allowed him to be himself no matter what. Because one thing I don't genuinely cringe. Yeah. But and so Spiffy was, you know, he was loud. He was a lot. Think of like a chihuahua. Think of that. Spiffy was a chihuahua. He was all over the place. He was loud, but he was also what some people would argue obsessed with me for a point in time. Now this was
Continue.
This was like before like that update that got rid of all those like hacks and whatnot that made it way easier.
This was
like,
before EAC, so this is around.
That's what it's called, EAC.
2021, somewhere on there. 2022.
Yeah,
somewhere on there. Somewhere on there.
So Spiffy had this thing where he would place himself on top of my head and lock himself there, and anywhere I moved, he would move. And I told him to do that because people would always complain about Spiffy, because Spiffy would just sit right in front of my face and talk to me, ignore everybody else in the room. And so I was like, okay, Spiffy, just sit on top of my head. You know what I'm saying? That way I can always hear you and chat with me. At the same time, you aren't in the way of people. And people got pissed off with that. And I was like, you guys are weird. And so a problem occurred around that where Spiffy was, because since I'm me and I'm always the person people are talking to, I'm always trying to talk to everybody. And then, you know, Spiffy's just kind of always there. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
also, people don't know him really well. So it's also like, we don't know what this thing is or who he is, but he's always here. I don't really introduce people too much, because I'd be doing that every day and I don't feel like it.
Right.
So there was that situation. Spiffy was kind of obsessed with me for a bit, and people thought it was weird. And everybody thought Spiffy had a crush on me.
That people thought it was annoying, mostly because Sataria is the center of attention. Also, don't mind me, y'all. I'll put a disclaimer in the video. On the beginning of the video, I am doing other shit right now, by the way. Anyways, it was a problem mostly because Sataria is like not necessarily the center of attention, but the one everyone wants to talk to. So he becomes center of attention by default. Just period. And so when you have someone that's really loud and really small right in front of his face and no one can hear him, no one can talk to him because Sataria can't hear anybody because Spiffy's right in front of him. That's why it was annoying. That's literally it. But it got worse when Bastion had the problem. That was really when it got bad.
Yeah, Bass had a problem with it because Bass was like fully under the impression that Spiffy had a crush on me. Like, fully under the Which it's not like it wasn't justified. It's not like it wasn't justified.
100%.
Because one, Spiffy said that he was straight. No one believed it. No one did.
Of course not. Bro, come on. He's in a pink avatar.
And he's in a pink, small, furry avatar. Let's be so for real right now. And that has like Shibari on it, like, and a crop top. And you said you were a femboy. Okay. But, so justifiably, Bass thought he had a crush on me and he just didn't say it, and he wanted a lot of my time for no reason. And I feel like any person who's dating somebody, right? If somebody you never met before is around rated every time you're in VR,
right?
you'd be throwing a few side eyes.
Oh, I would. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
So actually, like, I had to like check myself because Rated does have someone that's like that. Rated has his like kind of like a specific character for himself too, named Wild. But Wild's really sweet, and Wild makes sure that like if I'm ever like in a room and they're like, you know, being all cuddly and you know being
excuse me, dang,
they took my body. Ooh, took you away. The curse. If they're being all cuddly or anything like that, like Wild always like, no, we're not doing anything crazy. I'm just being a lap pet. But like then again, Wild's not a brat, and Spiffy was being a brat every time anyone was like, "Hey, fucking move." You know what I'm saying? So that he didn't help his own case. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
Because I could be in your face. I could literally, honestly, I could be on VRChat every day and talk to you every day and be in your face every day, right? I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was going to do that, I would make sure that everyone's aware that I'm not obsessed with you. I can do my own thing. I just want to talk to you. So, but that's also because I'm aware of the room. Spiffy, unfortunately, was never aware of the room.
Never aware of the room.
It was more focused on
Never was aware of the room.
you. So problems sprouted.
Literally, if it was just,
They arose, if you will.
I just find it so interesting in terms of situations like that. Like, if it wasn't me, this wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he had gotten obsessed with anybody, if he got with anybody but me, but the thing is, I gave him the attention, so that's why it makes sense, because I can understand when people had problem with Spiffy's personality type. I just didn't, because of that. People's like, oh my god, you like me for who I am. Like, yeah. He's like, all right, obsessed. I'm like, oh.
Which is understandable. Okay. I think at the end of the day, I think that because it was you, well, that's also like, that situation also sprouted my whole thing with the Matrix. We're gonna get into that. That's what sprouted my whole thing with people just straight up for a long time. Everyone was just obsessed with you, and they weren't seeing it.
And that's so wild.
And I was like, y'all need to wake the fuck up. Like, y'all are actually perfect with a man that doesn't give a fuck about you. Like, he really doesn't care.
No, because I forgot about the Matrix, bro. I really broke the Matrix when I started working a day job. That's when I got the Matrix. That's when the Matrix broke. Because then I wasn't on VR at like, when you stopped getting 5, on VR, 6 in the morning,
and people found other things to do. That's what it really was.
Mm-hmm. And that really shattered the Matrix, because the Matrix is what we call, is like, what I think some of our friends would like act like it is. I mean, I feel like if we talk about the Matrix now, I like to think that, they probably still don't think it exists, but they'd be crazy to say so. But like, there was a point in time where it's like that one thing we talked about. I told you about, like, there's rarely in movies, to prove how misogynist they are, there's rarely a conversation that doesn't resolve around a man. If I was in a room, right, I was going to be talked to or talked about in some way, shape, fashion. And that's just what it was. And it was like, oh my god, guys, focus on me. It was
so bad where, yeah, he was never a pick me. He was never trying to get your attention, but he was just loud and impersonable, which is fine. I think everyone in any kind of light, especially people that are on VR, if you're watching this and you have VRChat, even if you don't have VRChat, you're just on the internet in general, y'all know people who have bubbly personalities on the internet. Okay?
Right.
It was to a point where if the conversation wasn't about Sataria, it most likely wasn't happening.Ch was like, what?
And if it wasn't that, if the conversation be around me, but more like what I was looking at, they were paying attention to, right? And I got accustomed to that. And I understand how people are in the group. So I was always like, okay, let me make sure we're doing this, let me make sure we're doing that. But because Video was never like in the Matrix, right? He would always be more. It's not that you were more perceptive of people than I am. You were more perceptive of people who weren't in the Matrix in a certain situation. For example, there were times when people would be like having like a more of a bad day than usual, so they couldn't focus on me because they were in their own head. You would notice that. It's not that I wouldn't notice that, but it's just like I said, if you're having a bad day, the last thing I want to be like is, oh, Video, is something wrong? And then now everybody's going to just...
then everyone's coming over there. Yes, exactly.
And then that makes it 10 times worse. So my situation, my situation is always like, okay, let me understand what I'm here for. I'm here for a certain energy. I'm here for a certain energy. I'm going to try and bring that as much as possible. Because there will be times where if people were feeling bad, I would at least give them breathing room and bring people just away from that person. And if you wanted to leave, not in a bad way, like, oh my God, if you don't want to be here, then leave. It was like, if you wanted to leave, I'm going to give you space to do that, because there are times where, like, if you're having a bad day and you leave the room, you're going to feel bad, and no one, because I understand, like, if I'm having a bad day, rarely, and I know people enjoy me. Well, I don't want to leave, because they're not going to be sad, and it couldn't be me though, because I could give a damn about how y'all feel. If I'm sad, I don't want to be here. Bye, y'all be fine. But I know people get like that, right? So if I notice that my thing is like, I don't want to draw attention to you and have everybody flock to you. I don't want to ignore you at the same time. So I'm just going to, as I do, put my attention on certain people. But when it comes to you, I'm going to make sure it's an energy so you realize, okay, I know something is wrong. You can tell me if you want to.
Right.
Slay. But I'm going to keep going around. Because at the same time, it's weird when people aren't socially aware of the influence that they have. And I was always socially aware of the influence that I had. I don't think I used. And it was just I can understand. It's not that I don't think I used it the best. I just think people have their opinions on how I use it or how I should have used it in certain situations. I feel like specific situations I could have done things differently, but like overall, I don't think I was bad with it.
Overall,
You know what I'm
I don't
saying? Like,
even know. Oh,
I,
because
I,
like okay. So here's the timeline. Let's organize this. Here's the timeline, right? So far what we've covered, right? So Sataria met me, and then that Shine situation happened. We had a problem with each other, and then we were fine after that. We were friends for a bit, but then they met you and Bastion, and then a bunch of problems happened after that. And then I was talking more about the Matrix, which is what we're on now. So to understand why it was such a big deal, you have to understand like the timing of the context of when things are happening. So this is like right after you and Bastion started dating that I was noticing the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like this is probably right after, and so I'm noticing like, okay, well, him and Bastion together, which is not a big deal, like whatever. But then you have like Scooby, and I don't want to name drop, but Scooby, come on. But other than that, like all these people who were like super wanting to talk to you, which again, it's fine to talk to your friends, but I think that my issue was there was a level of talking to your friends and then obsessed with you that I was like, this is not fun anymore. Like y'all are making it miserable for everyone in this friend group to have friends. Not you, but like the other people, is because like I was talking to people like Engine, even I think Scar was kind of like talked about it, but I'm not really because he wasn't really around during that time. But
my God, Engine was like fully aware of it too. I forgot about that.
but because I talked to Engine about it, and because we were in a Black Cat, and like
Drinking
you
night.
had left. Was it drinking night?
It was in a hot seat, and I had left, and then I don't know if y'all talked to me about it, but I think Engine had said that we were in a drinking night, and you had said that you were going to get off, and then the room emptied. I was like,
Yeah,
video talk to us. And I was like, cause it's not that I ever doubted you, but like hearing somebody else like notice it, because you're the most rational person, one of the most rational people I know in VR, right? I never really doubt your word, but hearing somebody who's kind of like usually aloof, the Engine's kind of usually aloof. You know what I'm saying? Kind of just there for the energy.
Mhm.
For him to notice that, I'm like, yeah, you got off last night, and then the room emptied out fast. And I was like, huh.
Right, exactly. Because again, and like I because the only reason, because like I need to like defend myself here, because I think there's some opinions that I have been thinking about when it comes to the Matrix. Not that they're bad, but like there's some things that were like you know this whatever. Anyways, so I had gotten a question from Miles like a while ago. He had asked me like, oh, why did you even feel like bringing this up to people? You know what I'm saying? Those are his friends. Let him have his friends. It was more that like I wanted to be included in the friend group, but because like I don't
To be
need to.
included, you had to be
I didn't.
obsessed.
Yeah, I didn't have to be your friend. That's the thing. I didn't want to
Right.
be like obsessed with you, but to be in the friend group, you had to be obsessed with Sataria. You had to talk to Tot all the time. You had to be Tot's like ride or die, and if you weren't, you were kicked out, or you were like, you know, Sataria, that's fucking weird. And it's like, he's not even a content creator, guys. He's just a dude. Like, I hate to break it to you.
I'm just out here chilling. Y'all just like me.
I hate to break it to y'all, but you do
For
realize
real.
that he's better than y'all. Don't get me wrong, but he's not better than y'all in ways that y'all think he is. Like, I really don't think y'all understand that.
That's such a real statement.
Like, so that's why I was like constantly bringing it up, and like y'all are fucking dick riding him so hard. Like, wake up, y'all. Like, have actual friends in this friend group besides just him. Because like 50 Shades was like, well, it digressed into that because 50 Shades was actually pretty fine. Like before, I don't want to start the drama again, but before Bastion joined, it was cool. Like we were just chilling, and then like I think like the obsessions just started happening, and it's like people were like all about you. And like for a bit, I was jealous. I gotta be real. I was a little jealous because I was like, I want friends, guys. Like, stop talking to him. Talk to me instead. Like, please.
No, it's not that that wasn't obvious. I just think you went about it in the correct way.
Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. I think because it was obvious because I wasn't trying to hide that. Like I was jealous. Like I wanted to talk to my friends that were calling me their friends, and like I want to talk to my friends. But if you were in the room, then they got your attention, which not bad. Obviously, that got fixed, but it was more of like it had to be brought up to somebody because no one was understanding, no one was realizing it, but everyone. But the thing is, everyone was talking about it. That's the whole thing. Is that everyone was talking about it, but they couldn't put a pin in it. I guess like they couldn't identify it. And so I was like, y'all don't understand social hierarchy. I guess let me define it for y'all. And so, after the Matrix, though, like after I defined the Matrix for people, I think that's when things went kind of not like really downhill, but that's when things like kind of started to spiral into the more crazy drama. Because I think that's when people did start to not liking me. Was after I defined the Matrix for them, and then I think right after that, because that was somewhere in maybe, geez, it was fall. I think October just happened when the Matrix happened, right? I think I'm thinking about that right. Because when did you and Bester start dating?
End of October.
Yeah, so it was November, and so it was November that I was like, okay, this is starting to get weird. And then December rolled around, and then that was the drama. So should I talk about it or should you talk about it? It is your year.
I mean,
Or we can skip it because I don't know if this video even relates to you. It relates to me, but it's in my episode.
let me think about how to word that. A situation popped up around Bass and video. Oh no, it's such a conversation that like we've talked about it a million times. We could
A
talk about
million
it a million
times.
more times and get the
It's so
same
run and
result.
done.
The
Yeah,
only
it's so run and
thing that
done.
would change or like makes it like feel anything is if those people were here so we can get their opinions on it. You know they're wrong. We want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Anyways,
Right.
after that, video took a break from VR after December. About basically
All
like
of
an
March.
actual break from VRChat. And I'm gonna be the whole buck with you. I don't remember anything.
During
Like only
March?
for real. No, after December, the entire period you were gone, I don't remember anything after that. Like as of right now, I don't remember anything after that. Like I can remember certain situations, but I remember like what was crazy. A core memory for me right now is when you called me on Discord. I think it was like a few weeks after the situation happened. You had like the room, the lights were red, and we were just chatting, and I was like on my phone. That's what I remember. But I
So
remember being around Clumsy, but I remember being around Clumsy because I remember introducing him to you. But besides that, I don't like
yes,
just in general.
that was after March when with Clumsy. Um, so Jesus, the drama had happened from December to February. I do remember that, and so it was. So December was that month I was like really depressed. And I was making all those Quest jokes. Um, and then January was when we went to Sovereigns and we had that like intervention. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Remember that in the hot tub, and then
Yep.
February was when I was just fed up with it, so I took a break, and then March was when I dated Gingy. Um, and I was with Gingy all the time, all of March, and then when I came back, maybe a month later, or maybe in that month, that's when we had that talk, like the actual talk about like the problem in Sovereign's Club, and like we had like a face to face conversation about like the issue,
Oh
and then
yeah.
yeah, because I think it was I think it was actually 2 months after, because you and Clumsy were already together with Bastion, and then it was 2 months after March, so March, April, May. It was during May, because right around when May happened was when I started Channel 9 up again. So yeah, that was the process.
That's. I think it's crazy. Like you weren't there. I don't remember it. Like, it's crazy because like, I'm trying to think of situations which I was like, oh, right. I'm getting flashes, right? But like
Mm-hmm.
full on context of what the situation. Like I remember there was a situation in the Discord with like Frog
The frog
and
situation, yes.
a snail,
Max.
which was crazy to me because Matt, because I still think it's crazy. People thought they were gonna hop on me about that because they thought I did. One thing I pride myself on is being right, and I know I was like, oh my god, you think you're right all the time, and it's like, yes, it's mostly a joke, right? But at the same time, you can tell me I'm wrong, I'm not gonna care. But if you're gonna tell me I'm wrong and be like full serious about it, like, oh, you did something, you need to like correct, so to say, well, you better come to me with like full face of like what I've done wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because when people came to me about the situation with Snail, and they were like, "Oh, you didn't deal with that correctly. You talk to him." Oh, okay. But don't complain about how I deal with something when you could have dealt with it yourself. What?
True.
If I give you the cheat code to a test, like, oh, you made me fail. No, but you could have studied. You really could have studied for that test, but you wanted to use my cheat code. Oh,
very true.
Oh, okay.
So like with the whole situation with Max, which was funny. Because that's what you're talking about, right? Like being right and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With Max, it was just stupid, to be honest. Like the whole situation. So basically, people had this discomfort with Max. That's literally all it was. I'm not gonna get into it any further than that. People had discomfort, and instead of addressing it themselves, they asked Todd to do it. But Todd did it the best way he thought he could do it because they asked him, so he's gonna do it himself. And then everyone jumped on him for not doing it correctly, quote unquote. And we were both baffled because it's like you asked me to do it, and when I didn't do it right, you're mad at me. Then do it yourself.
Now, here's the thing, right? There was no ill intent with the way I did it. Or you like, oh, well, you need details to understand if you did it right. And I get that, but understand there was no ill intent with what I did, right? It's not at any point in time that I think, let me go cause problems. I don't like you. I hate. It was, I went to him saying, I've been told this, and this. I don't know how much this is true. Do it like this. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, I'm not allowed to give names. Because if someone comes to you and asks you to deal with something, you probably shouldn't tell names, right? Because if you wanted, if he could have gotten names if they talked to him. That's a logical way of thinking about it, right? Like if you ask me to do something for you, I assume you don't want to be known for it because, like, you do it yourself. Period. So I decided I did that. They were like, "Well, Todd, you could have done this, and this." I was like, "Y'all could have talked to him." Like, no disrespect. Don't sit right here and trying to correct me. Oh my God, you did this. Why'd you do this? How could you do this? Why'd you do this for? How'd you do this? Why didn't you do it?
Right. No, exactly.
Oh, okay. I know. Exactly. I thought y'all was saying something. No, there was no ill intent on my part. There was no. I didn't do. Like I never did anything because I hated him. I never got mad at him. I just did what I thought was best. And y'all did not like the outcome. Y'all do
exactly.
It. Like no hate, no tea, no shade. Just y'all do it. It was just wild to me in the situation and how that went down. What else happened?
I think honestly, Todd, like I think after my situation, there wasn't really anything substantial that really was happening. To be honest, like I don't really say not that I remember. Like there was not really a lot that was like going on. Like other than my situation, everything else was just kind of like one and done drama. Like just like random stuff, or like, and if it wasn't random stuff, it probably was related to Bastion, and that was just probably passed over in a few days. So, so
yeah, I like legitimately, I can't. Yeah, and that might be an insult to any of our friends who like watch this. I don't want y'all to think that, oh my goodness, I don't care about y'all, but at the end of the day, I'm here doing this with him. You know what I'm saying? If that doesn't say enough words, then you know what I'm saying? So it's not that y'all didn't leave an impression. It's just that the way things went down, to be completely honest, ever since that situation between you and Bass, my view on things has shifted completely on how like people think and act. So it's now very much, it's more like there was a strike. Like I said, I don't like the whole. I don't bring the situation up. So if you want to talk about it, I'm way down to talk about it. I'm not gonna. But y'all all did something wrong. I can't just discard that. And Video dealt with it the best way he thought it was. It may not have been the best, but the best way he thought it was. So now everybody has a strike. The video has significantly less strikes than you. So I'm not going to hold it against you, but I can't sit right here and act like these strikes don't exist. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like if you keep putting weights on
That's
my
true.
shoulders, I'm not going to sit right here and stand up all, tall. Like if my knees ain't buckling. No, I'm going to take a knee real quick because, it's getting heavy. Type of situation.
Right. Exactly.
It's just
and
so
also,
crazy
like,
to me that
I think at the end of the day, though, like, I don't want to finish your sentence, but I think what you're getting at is that, like, because of my situation, I think your view of drama has just shifted. Like your view of like actual like substantial drama has shifted. So like anything that happened between December to now, like any actual like really big drama is like not a big deal. It's like it was not a huge deal. At least that's how I see it. At least for you, I could be wrong.
no, I think that's so real. I just think it's crazy that I just don't remember. For real, whatever happened after that, not here anymore. That's for sure. The recent time I've been in VR chat though has been quite enjoyable. I've been getting back into it more consistently. Um, Trying to just okay, get around this time. So I've come to realize about my sleep schedule. As long I may like struggle to get up, but once I'm awake, I'm awake. Like I still unfortunately go to sleep at VR. I go to sleep at 3. I go to work at 10, so it's like I wake up at like 9 or 8. It's what 3, so like 5 hours. I get 8, maybe 6 hours. Ain't the best, but after I stretch,
But you're functional.
actually get out of bed. Oh, it's over. I'm fine. Still hate. I love getting me sleep. I love waking up, and it's like 6. Oh, like when I wake up and it's like 7. I'm like, oh, I can lay down for like another hour, and then after I lay down for that hour, I wake up, it's like 8. I can't go back to sleep, so I'm like, I might as well get up. That's about like I don't like waking up at 8. I'm like, oh, now I have to get up. I can't just rest and be like, a little. That sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's the present day. It's crazy though that like we used to be on VR chat from like 9 p.m. to like 6 a.m. almost every day for a long
It was
time.
literally that was beating me so strongly that getting in VR around like because like we're an hour different. Like I would get in VR like 11, 12, maybe 1 if I had to finish my dailies on Genshin. You know what I'm saying? I forgot, but that was it. But then I would just stay on VR chat 5. And then it's like now that my sleep schedule is the way it is now, getting on VR chat during like when the sun is up, that's such weird energy. That's strange. And I'm trying to get used to it. At the same time, I'm like, bro, if I can give me a position, a job, I can just work from home. Stop playing with me.
The vibes.
If I can work from home, I can just literally wake up, clock in. Because one thing I'm good at, I can manipulate how my voice. I can literally be in the middle of sleep, get a phone call, and then sound like this when I answer the phone. I'll be fine.
Right.
Child, let me. You catch me in bed with the headphones on. I'm unconscious. Right. I'm gone.
Your eyes are closed.
I'm gone.
Hello? Thank you for contacting the service. Can I help you?
So real. All right, you have a good day. Gone. So real on so many levels. Oh my goodness. Let me secure that position in life. That's I'd ask him. Work from home. Oh.
It's still, to me though, like with your whole year, like I really want to cover my year because I feel like there's so much I learn about you every time I talk to you. I feel like throughout my years of playing VR chat, I don't think you know a single thing that's gone on. Like I don't really have any drama, but like I have a lot of stories that like I think it'd be really interesting for you to tell because you've never been around before EAC as a quest at all. And like I gotta tell you about the war. The war was crazy. When I tell you the war was crazy,
oh my goodness. I find it so interesting though when I go into a world and I I do always try to recognize that I'm on full body because I know there was you remember when there was a time I would hang around some people like Xeonix, for example. Xeonix made a statement like I would never get in VR without my full body. My full body dying. I'm about to hop off. I'm like, oh, that's before I have full body. I was like, okay, that's weird. But I don't think that was true because I've seen him in like VR with like without full body before. But
Right.
it was like somewhat of a joke. But at the same time, I kind of get it because if I get in VR and I don't have my leg, don't get me wrong, look, I can still operate Goku Loco like a warrior. Stop playing with me. But
Same.
like, I'd be pew, 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 like my finger,
Right. I mean,
child.
I've been moving. I'll be smooth.
Be
for
ready.
real.
I'd be ready for any position. Don't stop playing me for real. But it's just that when I do get in there, my immediate thought is it's weird if I get into VR, right? And my things aren't at least charged for me to use them. I'll be like playing like Star Rail, right? And I'll be like, what better my things on? They still orange? I'll wait. Like, it's just a comfortability of I'll wait until they're done. You know what I'm saying? Because they just, but to an extent, that makes so much sense though. Because I paid how much for this? Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
waiting until they're on. I want for my legs to get on.
You gonna get? I'm gonna get every penny out of
I
you.
could never possibly understand until I have PC VR and full body. 'Cause I really don't see, like, genuinely, me personally, if I'm gonna get on VR chat, I don't think I need legs. Like, legs are fine, they're cool, but like I don't think I need them to be on VR chat unless I'm like dancing or moving or walking or like doing a video or something like that. I don't think I need legs. But then again, at
Oh
the
no,
same
most definitely.
time, it's also really nice to have legs because a lot of avatars don't have Goku Loco, and so if I want to be an avatar that's really cute, but doesn't have really good Goku Loco, I can just move my body. Especially in my chair avatar, I would love to be in full body in that avatar because it's so cute.
I think a
So,
lot of the time when I get in VR and it's like not in full body, well, one of the few times that I do, I'm always checking on my tracker. I was like, are they done yet? Are they done yet? Are they done yet? Or like sometimes, like if I have them hooked up to my computer, they're charging. I will just check my wrist the entire time to see if they're done charging because I can tell what the battery they're on from my wrist. I'd be
with
yeah,
the
I understand. I
VR
can agree
triplet
with
thing.
I would be yeah, I would think the exact
Right.
no because that's what
The time is crazy right now.
you know what I'm saying. I'm like, oh my god, y'all, what time it is? But no, I'd be stuck. I'd be stuck in it. I think it's crazy how like because like I got full body in February.
Yeah,
And I had Spiffy help me set it up. Spiffy had like a Quest headset with full body. Help me set everything up. And then and when I got I didn't tell anybody. I just kind of walked in with legs. And everybody was like, you know what I'm saying?
Now, who gave this nigga legs?
Right. And like if I wasn't the center of attention before, I was then because like that entire first week, people would just follow, they were following me around. Then they would just sit and watch me talk and walk around. That was literally, I had them literally, there was some world. They were just sitting along the wall looking at me as I would just walk. Remember that angel avatar I had?
Kindergartners.
Had like the wings?
Yes, I remember.
I was in the avatar walking around, stomping, making a statement, and it was crazy.
I need to check the date on that one. We took a picture when I had that TV head girl avatar and we were in Amber Glade. Do you remember that? We were on an asteroid and you had a black avatar with like the bunny hat thing. That picture,
Yes.
that was when you first got full body around there, and like that picture is somewhere in my server, way up in the VRChat photos. But that's like the day you got. That's like the day or somewhere around there you got VRChat, which is so crazy to me.
I don't even
Such a long
have
time
that
ago, too.
ad anymore, right?
Such a long time.
We should have one.
I feel like
I don't even have
like
that
me
ad
and Todd
anymore.
have been friends for like a whole year, like more than a whole year. It's actually technically it's been a whole year now. Like now that it's October, it's been a whole year.
Yeah, it's officially a whole year.
Oh my god, 1 year anniversary. Oh my god.
My guys,
Anyways, 1 year closer to my demise, nigga. Anyways, I'm kidding.
It's so real. That's so real.
But yeah, like it's really wild to see like his year, because I don't think the viewers will understand that like when you witness his year, it's a lot like the scope of it is a lot weirder to understand than it is to talk about, because like so much happened in such a small amount of time, and then the start of 2023 was just like chill. It was just no problems, but like all the end of 2022 was like chaos, 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 and then like
And you say the end of 22. Keep in mind, I started playing VR chat at like the end of August. So
Yeah.
for those what was August, was June, March, June.
those 3 months, 3 or 4 months was like
But those 3 4 months,
thing after thing after
yeah,
thing after thing
it
after
was just
thing.
back to back to back to back to back to back to back, and I was like, whoa. So after that, I think it's like at this point, if you didn't make a huge impression on me,
We got left behind.
because
Eat my
like,
dust,
there are some
nigga.
people I literally got a friend invite from somebody named Bunny. I don't know who that is. I don't know you. What you consider me a friend? I'm glad
You
I made an impression on you for you to be like, oh, let me invite you. That's the who it is.
right. Felt.
Like it's giving a lot of
It's.
things the ninth thing that needs to be given.
I want to do my year like really bad sometime. I think next episode I really want to go through my year because I can like slam through it in like one episode because I don't. There's a lot I can like skip past, but like it's to me it's crazy because even though I love you, you're not even the most substantial part of my years. That's the craziest part. Is that like
It makes sense though. You've been through a
out
lot
of
more. You've been through a lot though. That's why.
out of my 2 years playing VR chat, Sataria is like whole Sataria's year of me knowing him is maybe like, well, obviously the end of my 2 years, but like the maybe the second to third most impactful thing I've experienced on VR chat. Maybe even the third, which is like wild to think because you're my best friend, but like over my 2 years, you gotta think about that's 2 whole years I've been playing this game, 2 whole years I've had this headset, 2 years I had 2 accounts. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been playing for a bit.
Yeah, you experienced a lot of
So
things in VR too.
I sure did have war scars. War scars.
Wars.
It's crazy because I used to be called a furry for the longest time because I had like a furry avatar. Have you seen it?
I've seen,
I
yeah.
just thought it was a cute robot, and everyone's like, "You're a furry," you know? I'm not a furry, guys. Leave me alone, please. I'm not one of them. We love the furries though.
I met a furry recently who's in denial. Cutest little thing.
Oh, Tube Heroes.
Um, yeah.
What a strange individual. They were quite loud.
And then it's almost, I'm not a furry. Because that's a whole Rexium.
Right.
I don't know. Like, maybe.
Not you saying the whole race and
Bessie,
everything.
I'm like, Bessie, that thing has a name. That is the
Right.
most generic form. No disrespect to the furry. That is the most generic form of furry you can have, and you don't think.
Right. The most obvious form of furry. And you think you're a
You
furry?
know, so I'm not a furry. Okay.
Right. And Mickey Mouse is covered in white spots.
I'm not black
Okay.
either.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Period. Yeah, I love that.
Well,
Anyways, I think this is a good place to end the podcast for today. We had a very chill conversation today. I think it was really relaxing, to be honest. I think it was just nice to like to talk about the rest of your TBH. It was a big
honestly,
conversation.
go ahead and. It's crazy to think about those. Like in the beginning, I was talking about this, and this. It's crazy to think how much it died down. Like, and the for real, a lot actually happened in the
Right.
beginning. Everything's kind of really smoothed it out. And hold on,
Everything's got
I don't
really
even have that many hours of
chill.
VR chat, which is wild. Because I'm talking
Which
about like
that is
I
wild,
have a
knowing that you've
year.
been on you were on every day for like these many hours, like maybe 6 hours a time. So that is crazy to
Because
hear.
right here, I've been in VR chat for 839 hours, give or take a few months, because I wasn't playing through Steam. So like maybe 1,000 hours, maybe 1,000 hours.
I don't know how many days that is. I'm not good at math. I'll do the numbers later, and I guess I'll put on the video. We'll see. But yeah, it's still wild. It's wild that everything died down so fast and so hard, and all it really took was free to.
It's crazy that I don't remember it anything. That's what's really bad. Like I was ready to, okay, let's launch Saturday, let's talk about it. I'm like, nothing happened that I remember. Like,
Well, we weren't involved in that drama, but like other than I'll bleep it. Other than Envy and Scooby getting together and then breaking up like 5 times,
That joke.
there wasn't anything that happened.
I don't think it was like a bad joke.
That comedic sketch. Oh my goodness.
That bit. Be so for
The
real.
the NSO episode.
Because
It was crazy.
I would just say you might get a second chance, but you might get a second chance depending on how the first time it ended. You might get a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
5?
Girl, I'll be done after 2. I'll be done after 2. Like if I have to leave you and come back and then come back again, you obviously don't deserve me.
If you break up with me, first of all, I'm gonna say this. If you break up with me the first time, you better have a good reason. You better have a because I know I didn't give you. I know I didn't give you a good one.
Right.
But if you're like, what?
Fantastic reason.
But if you're like, oh, it's me, I'm the problem. I want to work on myself. Sounds like an excuse, but whatever. Pop off, bestie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's so crazy. 5 times. 5 times is just ridiculous to me still.
It's
5
too
times
crazy.
and then get mad whenever 5 times when we call you a dick rider, you're still mad. And then whatever. I'm not gonna get into it for the 30th time. But girl, the way the drama kept on dominating is ridiculous.
Well,
I'm so tired.
it was. No,
I'm tired of your friends.
Also, you said what?
I'm tired of your friends. Your friends.
I'd say I'm tired of yours because you don't have any. That's a joke, of course.
I don't have any you're aware of. That's really what it is.
Oh, who are you friends? Who are you friends out here with? Who are you friends out here with?
I keep mine behind a giant wall that is safe from you. They're my hive. If I'm Beyonce and they my hive.
You make it sound like I'm a problem. Anyways, that's all for today. We'll talk.
That's all for today, y'all. That's all for today.
Yeah. Anyway,
It was wonderful talking to you, everyone. We're gonna sign off.
I'm glad we got this off. I can't wait to talk about videos here though. That's gonna be something interesting because I'm gonna have.
By the
sun's very alive, my sun's slowly
oh, you're black. You can't switch to the flag. Stop. Master's gonna celebrate you. Go home.
Okay, sorry, y'all. Excuse me, Fergie.
Let me stand up. Anyway. The wreck is
Fergie thought she ate though. Fergie really? Don't play with Fergie. Who did like Fergie? In my head, she was playing basketball on the court the entire time while singing. Like she was
through the She was in there. Game through the night.
She said through the night. Just frozen midair. Just frozen midair.
In slow motion the whole time. She was in slow motion. Girl was singing it.
You can't tell her she didn't. You think she looks better than in this point of herself? She gotta be.
Girl invented slowed and reverb audio before they even existed. She said, yeah, prove.
I was like, this girl. E. That played empty, but E. You know what I'm saying? It was.
She was trying to eat.
Sorry, I thought I was going to tangent about that.
We gotta
I was
end
going to
this
go tangent
episode.
about
I keep
that.
forgetting we're recording.
Right, y'all go on somewhere. You ain't supposed to be here no more. Leave.
Bye, y'all. We'll see you next time when we cover my year. Love you.
Right, we'll cover videos
Love
here.
You. Goodbye.
I want to see my Fergie.